Hello, everybody. Hello, Fire family. Welcome back. Welcome back. As you know, during the season, I'm always bringing you interviews, live interviews with those who have come through FBS3. Why? Because I know you're looking. I know you're praying. I know you are questioning whether or not FBS3 is something you want to be a part of. I know you've researched the pricing and you've researched what the program entails and you're still trying to make a decision. I get it. I get it. But I want to help you to make that decision by talking to some people who've actually come through the program so that you will have information, right? So that you will be able to make an informed decision. And so that is what we are doing today. So welcome back to another testimonial video. Today, I have a treat for you. Today, I have the Donloyn LeDuff Gadson with us this morning. I love her. Donloyn has been a part of my Fire family for probably over a decade. I know well over a decade. And so she is amazing. I absolutely love her. Her brand is one of my favorite brands, one of the most beautiful brands I've ever seen. She is an artist. She is a creator. She is a podcast host. She is an author. She is just all the things. She is gifted in so many amazing ways. And it was such a blessing for me to have her come through this 12-week faith-based coaching program. So I'm excited for her to share her experience with you this morning. Donloyn, welcome. How are you, beautiful?
Hello. I am wonderful. Thank you for asking me to do this. It is my privilege and honor to be here with you today. You know how much I love you.
Same. I wore my butterfly earrings in
Yes,
your
I got my
honor.
butterfly brooch. Yeah.
I love it. So in honor of my beautiful butterfly, I just wanted
Yes.
to bring her on so that she can share what FBS3 did for her soar, like what she did through this program that helped her take her business and her life to the next level, or what she's in the process of doing. I know she's about to do a launch. So I just wanted to bring her on board. Donloyn, thank you so much for doing this. Please tell the people who you are, what you do in your words.
Yes, well, my name is Donloyn LeDuff Gadson, and as LaVondalyn said, I am an author, an artist, a creator, host of the Chrysalis Experience podcast. I'm also a wife and mom of 8. So don't think you can't do things if you have a lot of kids. And what I do in my business, whether it is through my books, my writings, my artwork, or the podcasting, is I help women, specifically women who are feeling silenced, trapped, caged, voiceless. They have something to say, but they don't know how to release it. I help those women understand the power of their voices. I help them to uncover and find that freedom and power in voice so that they can emerge, spread their wings, and take flight.
Yeah.
So I inspire voice and I strengthen wings. I'm your butterfly girl. That's me.
I love it. I can't ever see a butterfly without thinking of you. And of course, I love butterflies. I have always loved butterflies, dragonflies. I mean, anything that's just beautiful, anything
Yes,
that, that takes flight, because that's
that's right.
exactly what we do, right? We
Absolutely.
go through our challenges and we go through our strengthening in our cocoon period. And,
That's right.
it's like, and then God just releases us if we're willing to fly. If we
Absolutely.
are willing to fly. And so I love your
Absolutely.
brand. I love butterflies. And of course, you are my favorite butterfly. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity because you came through the winter session of
Hmm.
FBS3. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to share your experiences with everybody. And so I have a few questions, if you don't mind. I'm going to
Yes.
fire them off. But I
Okay, I'm
want you to be
ready.
honest.
I
Tell the good,
will.
bad, and the ugly. The first question is, why did you say yes to FBS3? When I approached you about it, or you saw marketing, or whatever the case may have been, why did you say yes? Why did you do this program?
I said yes because I knew that God needed more out of me. He needed me to take my business which I was not allowing myself to view it as a business. He needed me to get rid of some limiting beliefs. I think some things that I may have picked up along the way that were unbeknownst to me becoming these walls, and beginning to even kind of block myself in. And that completely goes against all that I teach and that I stand for and that I believe in. And so I knew that he wanted to tear down some walls, open my eyes up to some new ways of thinking, open my mind, and take me further into what I was doing. Because the fact of the matter is, I mean, I already had a lot of things that you help new business people set up. I had a lot of those things already in place and have long since had them in place, but I needed to take that step further in it where I could see the potential that is in all that I do.
Yes. Well, that's one of the reasons why I was excited that you came into the program, because like I said, you've been in the family for over 10 years. So I knew you were already set up and solidified. But then in my mind, I was just like, God, it would be awesome to see her take her income higher, to really just grow in income so that she could do even more. I know your heart is for kingdom. It's always been for kingdom. And so I knew coming through FBS3 would help you to create a program that could skyrocket your income. And so
absolutely
awesome. I'm so glad you said yes. I'm so glad. So then the question is, what was your business like before? And I know you just touched on that just a little bit, like before FBS3, where were you? What were some of the challenges that you were experiencing?
So before, like I said, because of that thought process of not viewing my business as a business, because I'm such a creative mind. I have this artsy mind. I am words and not so much numbers. My husband and I, we laugh about that all the time. I'm so all over the place and lots of words and inspiration and things that it was making it difficult for me to view what I was doing as a business. And so what was my business was like before, it was sporadic in terms of income. So I would launch and release my newest creation, and whether it was a book or launching new merchandise, and everybody was on it. I would sell a lot of books, but then I'd see a lull where it would just be a book here, a t-shirt here, a journal there, a cup here, things like that, until the next big creation came. And then it was a surge, and then it would go down. And so I got comfortable in that rhythm. And I feel like FBS3 has challenged me to come out of that mindset. I was really stuck in this is what authors do. You release a new book, everybody is on it, you get a lot of people purchase it and buy it, and then it comes down to a low because you're in the creating mode and you're creating the next thing, and then you get a good surge in your income, and then it goes down again, and then you're creating. And I think that is a faulty mindset.
It is. I'm so glad that you said that, because I know that there are many of you watching this video who are in that rhythm, right? We call it in marketing, we call it feast or famine. And it's like, you're in those times where you're feasting and, a lot of money's coming in. And then there are those dry wilderness places where it's like, okay, I have nothing. And so you make money for months and then you don't make money for months.
Right.
And, it's like you said, this roller coaster.
Right.
And what I want for you, and what I want for, those of you who are watching, is to always be in a place of abundance, to always be in a place of increase. Why? Because that suffers when our income suffers, our tithe suffers.
Yes.
So when we're low, our tithe is low. When we're high, our tithe is high. And so we have committed to constantly give to the kingdom of God, to
Right.
constantly provide for the kingdom of God. And we
Mm-hmm.
can't do that when we're in feast or famine. And so
Right.
it's like, okay, what can I do to create something, to create, an offering that will constantly allow, funds to come into my business for
Mm-hmm.
me to serve at a high level and for me to earn at a high level so that I could
Right.
give at a high level. And so
Right.
I'm so glad that you recognize that, okay,
Yes.
yeah, we need to do something different. And you reached out and joined this program. And so I'm saying the same for you. If you are in that feast or famine place, if you are in that place where I make some money sometimes and money, and then other times I'm like broke or other times I'm struggling, that is definitely not where you should be in business. Not if you want to be a giver to the kingdom of God. I'd love to help you in that area. So, Delon,
Yes.
question: how was your experience with FBS3 in the 12-week program? What was your experience like?
First of all, it's like a sisterhood. I have to say that. That is the largest takeaway. It is a beautiful experience to be a part of a community where I came in and, I didn't know, I don't think I
Mm,
knew. Oh, I knew one lady. That was it. One lady.
mm,
All the other ladies, I had no idea who they were. And to just come on in and it just be like, you call it success squad, and I'm like, this is like sisterhood squad, like DC needs to talk to you. They don't need suicide squad, they need a sisterhood squad. And so it was amazing to because a lot of programs you see, it's we have this program, but it's self-paced.
mm,
And what do you do with self-paced programs? You purchase them, you waste your money in most cases because it sits on your hard drive or it
mm,
sits to the side because you don't have time. This program, there's accountability,
yeah.
there is an expectation,
Mhm.
it is challenging. And for me, I mean, I'm your butterfly girl. I'm all about transformation and change. I'm not afraid of change. Change doesn't feel good.
Right.
Challenges don't feel good, but I know that they benefit me. And this program, I'm gonna talk right to whoever is viewing this. Lavondalyn is going to pull on you, kicking and screaming sometimes. I know that was me a few times. Um, but it is well worth it. It is well worth it. It is worth I mean, some of the challenges make you go, oh Lord, this is what she wants me to do. Some of the ladies in the group were like, I can't stand you.
Yes.
I love you, Lavondalyn, but I just can't stand you right now. I want to do things to you. They were cracking me up. But I've known you long enough to know that you will never ever do anything
Mm,
without truly having the best interests of your students, of those who you are coaching in mind. It's like it's not even in mind, it's embedded in you, it's in your
mhm.
heart and it's in your spirit. And I know, don't you get me started, because I was already thinking about her this morning, ready to well up. But you're truly devoted. Every single thing that you say comes straight from your heart.
Mm,
There are no ulterior motives. And who better to teach you, train you, coach you, guide you, instruct you, and then doing it with the foundation of the word of God for your business? There is nothing better than that. And so every challenge, every time that it was overwhelming, every time it was like, oh snap, it's Tuesday and I haven't done my homework, and Thursday is going to be, go time for the next class, let me get my homework done. I mean, it pushes you, and it presses you to show up. And it's pressure in a good way. It's accountability.
yes.
It's
Yes.
accountability. And there's nothing better than that, to literally have you as our leader, and then you're surrounded with other women who are in the same boat as you're in, and you're all pushing one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to show up, and we have to do this, even if it's hard, even if your heart is bounding in your chest, even if you're like, I don't know what to do and I feel overwhelmed. You always have an answer.
Yes. Oh.
You know, every time there is a question or someone didn't understand, there you are with an answer. And also, a beautiful thing about this community is that sometimes you don't know that you had a question until you hear someone else ask that question. And you're like, oh, yes, what about that? Yeah. And so that's another great thing about being in a small group, a small training group, because you hear everyone else's questions, you see what they're going through, and you're like, yes. And you begin to just really take all of that in. And it is amazing. It's amazing. It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard, but it's well worth it. And there were some times where I was like, clawing and scratching.
I thank you. And you said a couple of things that I think were just noteworthy. You fell right in line, because some of the other young ladies knew each other, but you fell right in line. And that's what I love about watching this community. And as I say in every video, it was the sisterhood or the community that I didn't anticipate. When when God gave me this program and he and I began to work out the details and the logistics of what was going to be taught in the program, I never took into consideration the bonds that would be formed and the way the community would support one another.
Right.
To me, that's the cherry on top, because that's something that Levondolyn cannot foster.
Yes.
That's something that the Holy Spirit has to do. That's something that you ladies do on your own. And I absolutely love that. You truly do become Success Squad, in that you are all pursuing success together.
Absolutely.
But you're supporting one another and praying for one another and being there for one another, asking questions, bouncing off of one another. That's something I can't do. God does.
Right. Absolutely.
I love that part of the program. So thank you so much for mentioning it. And you talked about homework, and having to do homework. I think a lot of people will take coaching programs and expect to just sit back and learn, back, consume and absorb. But to me, it's like on the job training is how you grow. It's how you learn. It's how you flourish.
Right.
So I'm constantly like giving you things to do and, giving you assignments so that as you build, and the whole program builds, trust me, from week 1 to week 12, it builds. As you build, there are things for you to do, so that when you're done with the program and you're out in the marketplace, you've done these things before, right? You've done them, you're practiced, you're well-versed in, doing the things. And I would not tell you what they are, because then it might determine whether or not you make the decision. We're not going to do that, because you're not going to be scared, right? God is giving you a spirit of fear. He's not giving you that. But I love that you mentioned that it is hard and it is challenging. I would not take your money and not give you a program that will not really prepare you, will not truly prepare you.
Absolutely.
And so 12 weeks with me in FBS3 will prepare you for the marketplace, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the ebbs, the flows, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so my next question is, how now, after having come through the 12-week program, how now is your business different? How are you different? How is your business different?
I am different, and I'm definitely more open-minded, because you remember the whole time I was like, Levondolyn, I'm not like y'all.
Yeah.
I don't have a business like y'all. And you were like, whatever. And then I was like, I'm not a coach. I am not a coach. This is not, I just kept saying what I wasn't. And you were like, yes, you are, Delon. I'm like, I'm an artist. I'm an author. And I really like to say that I'm a writer, because while I write books and everything like that, I also write scripts. So I'm going to be a filmmaker. I'm like, this is not what artists do. This is not what filmmakers do. Right. They not worried about this. And you're like, well, they should be.
That's right.
And they need to be, and it's best if you do. And so you kept pushing me. And I was like, okay, all right. And you were like, Delon, you already do all of these things. You do so mentor, you do so coach people. And then I started looking at everything I do and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I was like, okay, she's right. Dang it. So it really got me to really let go of a lot of those limiting beliefs, because along the way, you have people that tell you, oh, you need to focus on one thing. Like if you're writing books, then you just need to write books.
Mhm.
Or if you are doing artwork, you just need to do art. Well, I started allowing that to kind of cloud me a bit, because the fact of the matter is I've always only done one thing. I've always only focused on my one main message of voice and identity. It's like, what do you mean I need to? And so one thing you will learn in FBS3 is what your gift is. And I know that I am gifted in teaching. And so
Mhm.
if you have a teacher, right, who's in a classroom with kids, are you going to walk in there and tell her you can only teach your subject matter by writing on the chalkboard?
Right.
When she's like, well, I'm going to write on the board. I'm going to use a smart board. I've got videos. I want the kids to do projects, and I want them to do hands-on learning, and I want them to do.
Exactly.
So I realized, so this is how I'm different. I reclaimed that permission.
Yeah.
I reclaimed everything that I was doing before, and I let go of a lot of that stuff that was coming at me to tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing. And it
Yeah.
was like, yes, I am a teacher. I teach women about their voice and the power that is in it. And I do it through these different methods.
Yes.
And so it's like, yes, I can have a coaching program, and I will be launching a coaching program. So
I love
it
it.
it freed me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's literally what I mean. And it's so funny. It gave me it reaffirmed and gave me and elevated me to a new level of what I'm always trying to offer my own clients and the people who follow me,
Yeah.
is that freedom in my voice.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I completely understood where you were coming from, and that's why I kept pushing, because that was
Yes.
me. When I
Right.
first started this business 16 years ago, I was a writer. And
Right.
that's, if you were to ask me, what do you do? I would say I'm a writer, because
Mm-hmm.
I wrote articles in magazines at the time, and I had my own magazine at the time, and I was writing books at the time.
Right.
Those things opened the door to radio, and then radio opened the door to television, and then television opened the door to speaking engagements.
Right.
I, like a butterfly morphed into, a
Yes.
coach, into what God wanted me to do by using all those natural
Right.
skills to elevate the gift. And that's
Absolutely.
exactly what I teach in FBS3. And so if you have limiting thoughts, or you've been putting yourself in a box, and you have really, just really taken ownership of just one thing, and you don't even know what your gift is, but you're operating in that one skill, this program will take the lid off and allow
Absolutely.
you, to really blossom and bloom by using all the natural skills that God has given you. And that's my favorite part of the program, is watching women identify all of those natural skills that they could use to support their gift. Gift Clinic
Yes.
is probably one of the most prolific and profound clinics of the four,
Mm-hmm.
because people get so excited about going inside and finding those gifts, those natural gifts, or those God-given gifts, and those natural skills that God has given them to flourish in. And so
Absolutely.
I knew exactly where you were coming from, because I was there. And I was like,
Yes.
there's just so much that you can offer, so much. Like, you are so rich in
Mm,
gifts and skills. And
thank you.
I just know that God has so much work for you to do in the kingdom. So I'm
All
excited.
right. Me
Last
too.
question. Last question. I know that there are people watching this video right now
Mm-hmm.
who are on the fence. And
Yes.
we're getting closer and closer to enrollment being closed, and they're still trying to decide. They're grappling inside. This is a big investment. It's a big investment of money. It's a big investment of time. They're wondering whether or not they should do this.
Right.
What would you say to that person who's watching right now who's still unsure?
I would say you invest in what you truly care about.
Mm.
And this is something that if you're the business that's in you, the gift that's in you, the call that is in you and on your life, someone needs to hear it.
Mhm.
And for me, this was able to literally answer questions and bring fluidity to my brand and my messaging and my offering and what I'm trying to do. It is empowering,
Mm.
to receive this type of education. It empowers you to be able to then service your clients and the community around you. That is what we are supposed to do.
Yes.
We are supposed to, what the gift that is in us, we have got to release it out into the world because people need it. They need to hear it. And so you will receive a return on your investment in many ways. There will be such a return on your investment in so many ways, and definitely monetarily. People go and they spend money on trips and vacations, thousands of dollars on vacation, where they go and yes, you have experiences and you have memories and you eat the food, but how does that continue?
Yes.
Where this type of an investment, when you're investing in yourself and in your business and in your spiritual development, because you really get, you get so much more than just business training with this. You get spiritual enrichment,
Mm.
closer connection with God, deeper understanding of Him, who He says you are, and a deeper understanding of yourself, and knowing now how to pour out through your business so that you can share that with others. And then you'll receive an income on top of that. You'll increase your income, and then it will be able to keep on going and build on it. You've got to love yourself and your business and what it is that you are called to do. You have got to truly, truly love it. If you truly love it and you're devoted to it, you will invest in it and you will invest in yourself. And this program, hands down, is the best, the absolute best. It has pulled so much out of me, so much out of me.
I have nothing. That right there was everything. I have nothing. Thank you so much.
You are absolutely welcome. Thank you.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. I love you. You have, from the moment you entered my life, you have poured into me. You have poured into my life from the moment you entered it. And I thank God for you all the time, all the time. You are an amazing person, and you are a bright light in the kingdom. And I'm telling y'all, you need Lavondalyn in your life. You need her in your life and in your business, period. And I'm going to try not to cry.
We did not talk about tears in this.
That's right. Exactly. That's off limits because my eyeliner is all right.
Eyeliner is always on point. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And it has been such a joy. It has been sheer pleasure, not just with you coming through FBS3, but just watching you over the years. Like, you are such a beautiful, gorgeous person, inside and out, in that warrior spirit. When I think of warrior, I think of
Yes.
Delon. And it to me, there's so many facets to your personality. You are that warrior that will pray and worship. You are also that beautiful butterfly that flies and blesses people and encourages people. And like, again, all of us have so many different facets to who God has made us to be.
Yes.
And God has truly blessed you. He has truly like just given you the total package, the
Thank you.
total package. And I love to see you flourishing in that. And so I love you, girl. I
I
love you. I
love you.
appreciate you. You are a
Absolutely.
beautiful friend, a beautiful person, a beautiful kingdom woman. who serves at such a high level. And so thank you so much for this video, for your friendship, for all of it. And if you are at that place where you are trying to make a decision, I can't say it any better than Donloyn LeDuff Gadson just said it. I can't say it any better. Her experience with FBS3 is typical of the experiences of those who come through this program. And I don't say that because I am the coach. What I always say is I am the coach, but he is the leader.
Yes.
Is the leader. And trust me, we all follow him, including me.
Amen.
So come on board. I would love to have you in the upcoming session. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me, inbox me, do all the things. If you are ready, go ahead to thatfirecoach.com and get enrolled. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's work. 12 weeks from now, you could be a lot further than you are right now. 12 weeks from now, you could be flourishing in the offering that you create in this program. You can be serving at a higher level and earning at a higher level, and most importantly, giving at a higher level. That's the goal. We write that bigger tithe check. So come on in, get yourself on fire. Let's build. I love you. Have a good day. Take care. God bless you. Thank you, Donloyn. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.